Speaking of hero, the karma thing, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to play into it, but I think it'll... People are kind of concerned that it's going to become something where it, like, scans the memory and then, like, sets up the game from that point, because, you know, most people had played InFamous through both twice, you know, hero and villain. I did, and it's fun either way. The mission, the story part of it, the aftermath is really only fun if you're a villain, because, you know, rampage. So I'm not sure how the karma exactly is going to play into it, but honestly, I don't know why people are making such a fuss about it, because the scan the memory thing sounds like a pretty good idea, honestly. It'll set up your thing to become even more evil or even more heroic, so, you know, you shouldn't... I really would be a little bit disappointed if they put you in neutral again to have to work your way down or up again. I mean, you know, obviously you'd have to become... And, you know, honestly, if you start off the game InFamous, I think it'll give you a chance to change your ways or something, you know? It'll be more fun. And then it can be, like, supercharged hero version where, you know, because if you activate the race sphere, you're pretty awesome. You're pretty all-powerful, honestly. Because, you know, red and black lightning, that is so cool. And then they can only enhance off of that from evil, and I could not wait to see what they did with that if they set up the karma system that way. And the karma also in-game, not just the start of the game, but obviously in-game, karmatic system is much more complex. You're going to have more than just two choices to make for every situation. For some situations, you know, some are pretty white and black and white, but some are much more branching, and you know, you actually have to think about it, and it's not as obvious. They're saying that it's not quite as obvious as in the first game which one is evil and which one is good. So there are multiple things weighing in for every situation, and I'm gonna enjoy that, because, you know, on one end people might get annoyed with that, like, because, well, people always have a problem with something, because, you know, it makes it a little bit harder to go straight evil and straight good. But, you know, honestly, I think that's better. Because, you know, in the first game, it wouldn't have been. Because the karma system is set up in such a way that you can't be strong if you're at neutral. You have to be shooting straight at hero or shooting straight at InFamous. So, you know, that would have been bad in the first game. But hopefully the second game, if the karma system is much more complex, and if they do the memory scan, it'll work out better. Because then you'll be able to have all the evil stuff because you're already super evil, or all the hero stuff because you're already a superhero. It's just becoming a superhero. That's what they're going for, which makes me that much happier about the powers, because it seems like you have everything from the first game. Everything. Control-wise, obviously I haven't played the demo yet, but I'm not entirely sure how the controls are going to play over, because if you have think about it, if you have all the same powers from the first game and they don't change the control scheme at all, that could cause some problems, because I don't want to end up having to, like, change my controller position from this to this to be able to hit two buttons at once to be able to do a certain move. So I think that might be a problem. But they did leave some buttons open in the first game, like left and right on the arrow key and the you know, circle button when you're aiming or something. That could be fun. So, you know, they do have some, you know, circle is dodge when you're not aiming, but when you're everything is pretty much linked to when you're aiming with L1. So if you do that, that's great. Speaking of controls, people are talking about the new weapon that he has. The melee system and everything, I think is going to be awesome. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Cole now has a big cattle prod, basically. Big metal stick that he can hit people with. And it's a sword. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Because, you know, just, I don't know, I like melee. And the first game was pretty much all about long-range stuff. And, you know, if you add the melee, it'll add even more options for you. And it can really increase gameplay and much more fun for everyone. So you can either, like, kind of specialize in sharpshooting or beating the crap out of people with a bat. You know? So, that could be fun. I really wish, as far as powers are concerned and abilities that you can have, I really hope that you can do stuff like throw stuff, like, not just with the shockwave move, but, like, grab a car from behind you and fling it at someone. Because that would be so much fun to be able to do. or pick up a bus and use it as a shield or something, like, you know, move it like in front of you or toward you or something. That would be fun to do. So that's my views on the powers. So yeah, okay, now time for Cole.